Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Last time we had Jailbreak. Sorry, that was because of the ellipse at the end of the word jailbreak, so I had to make sure we said that properly. This joke is dumb, and I haven't even written in my notes that I'm doing JoJo, so why don't I do that real quick? JoJo, Part 6, Episode 25. Yes, that's what we're on. So, Jolene and Emporio defeated Mew Mew and then used Lock of the Jail in order to get past all the guards, went and picked up Hermes, and now they are on their way out of Green Dolphin Street Prison. And Poochie is also on his way to the place where one can reach heaven, which is the Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral. Weird, but okay. I'll take it. It's an interesting location, but sure, why not? So yeah, also, his stand is weird, and he pretty much said it's no longer Pale Snake, but he's not quite sure what his stand is anymore, so yeah, I guess that was pretty much that. Like always, the reaction is down in the description and the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So why don't we go ahead and jump right into this episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Here we go.
Destiny is mine. Should I friend of life?
I mean, I guess I get it. And to be fair, it is fairly effective, I guess. Yeah. I guess, yeah, it's pretty effective. It's messing with him, I'll tell you what. Man, I actually want to see JoJo's version of Batman. Like, I feel like they got a lot of good public domain-ish property. Well, maybe not public domain, but just classics, you know. All the Disney stuff, which, you know, Disney doesn't technically own those characters. They own their versions of those characters, but they don't own those characters. But I like, you know, I like the mention of Batman, the T-1000. I would love to see Robert Patrick in the anime style of Stone Ocean. That'd just be so funny, you know? But yeah, the T-1000 was pretty funny. I like seeing Astro Boy. I think the other one was supposed to be the Gundam. I think it didn't look fully like the Gundam that I've... Okay, which I guess probably those videos aren't going to be out by the time this goes up, but I reacted to the Mobile Suit Gundam trilogy. Just the original trilogy that they, you know, compiled together from the original series. So I am well versed in the original series of Gundam, pretty much. But I don't think that was quite the Gundam. I wonder if the wiki like says how many references there are. Let me see. JoJo Bohemian Rhapsody. I do like the whole, what was it, Bohemian Ecstatic, which sends you into a rhapsody. Like, that was kind of clever. List of characters summoned by Bohemian Rhapsody. And I don't want to look at everything. I'm not looking at everything. And I'm going to forget this by the end of... Okay. Giant Robo. Is that what it was? Okay. Alright. Well, I was kind of hopeful that it was the Gundam, but I guess not. I recognized Astro Boy at least, so... Alright, I don't... again, I'm going to forget anything I may have seen on that list, so I don't know. Okay. I mean, it's interesting. It's an interesting stand. It is interesting. It's kind of goofy, you know. I like the juxtaposition, like the fact that it's like, oh, you know, all these, you know, fictional characters are gonna come out and try to kill you and stuff, and it's like, I love the juxtaposition of this might work on literally anybody else, but Anastasia's already a psychopath, so he'll just kill the characters, you know? He didn't care, you know? And it's interesting, so I guess it's that the effect works. It's such a weird thing, like, the effect, like, it brings the characters to life, and then separates a person from their body, basically. Separates their spirit from their body. And then, but the reason is because those characters are recognized, you know? So, and, like, even for me, like, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's Pinocchio. These are the 7 dwarves, or Snow White, you know? And I guess the reason it doesn't work on Weather Forecast is because he doesn't have his memory, so he doesn't know those characters, you know? But if I saw, like, you know, Zelda, or Mario, or Yugimoto, or... You know what? Last week, because I was telling the story of going to the Kennedy Space Center, and I mentioned when I was a kid I had a little stuffed animal of Clifford the Big Red Dog. I guess it'd be that, except it'd be butt ugly as sin, because that's how Araki draws this shit. I imagine he'd be all, like, gangly and, like, you know? But yeah, I guess that would be something for me. I mean, just look around, you know? I'm surrounded by this stuff. Everyone is. Everyone's surrounded by characters they either know or have known for years, you know? And especially if you want to talk about childhood, yeah, that's pretty big, so that's interesting. But again, Anastasia, you should just kill him, which I find that to be funny. I find that funny that he'll just kill them with Diver Down, or Diver Drive, or whatever it is. So yeah. The other thing this episode is the revelation of more of Dio's children, which is interesting. Like, I'm pretty sure that's what they're implying. Like, oh, when it came to who your father was, you were all left in the dark, you know? I don't know why doing an impression of Poochie's voice can just be so fun. It's just, his inflections are so funny, you know? When it came to who your father was, you were all left in the dark, you know? He's got like that, I mean, he's kind of got like a preacher, honestly, a preacher voice going on, you know? He's got that, I'm giving a sermon, but in the grace of God, you can be saved, you know? So, which I guess, hey, it works, so... I like his voice. It's just kind of funny, you know. But yeah, but they showed the star, the birthmark on at least one of their you know, on the back of one of their necks. And I guess with Weather Forecast, he doesn't have his memories. I guess that's to imply he's also one of them, you know. So Jarno has more siblings. Other than George Joestar II. That means Dio fucked a lot of women with Jonathan's dick. Let's just say that, you know? He made a lot of babies with Jonathan's, you know, big Chad dick, you know? It's one of those weird things, and I know I just mentioned his Chad dick, but it's one of those weird things about JoJo that, like, now it's like, oh, here's this guy, here are these guys who are technically the son of a character not only who was 5 parts ago, but also lived over 100 years ago, you know? Almost like, probably, what, like 130 years ago is when he died, you know? Because now I'm thinking back to Part 1. I'm thinking back to Irina and, George Joestar II, who we saw briefly in part 2, And it's weird. Now it's weird, Like, Joseph Joestar now has, like, a bunch more uncles, Because Giorno was already his uncle. But this time, an actual Joestar is going to presumably meet them, Jolene, which, I don't know, I don't know if Jolene will put it together, though, because she's kind of in the dark about a lot of stuff. Like, she knows of Dio, but does she understand, does she know everything about Dio and Jonathan, I guess there's the question, did Jotaro, Jotaro knew a lot. He knew a lot about Dio, but... Yeah, I guess there's the question is, could Jolene have heard everything about Jonathan and Dio via Jotaro's memories, Because she watched his memories in order to see, what Pucci's plan is, how to achieve heaven, but does she, does that also give her the knowledge of why any of this is happening in the first place, which is 12-year-old Dio Brando wanted to upstage Jonathan Joestar and get the Joestar fortune. That's why Disney characters are attacking a murderer. Think about what I'm talking about. Disney characters have come to life and are attacking a psychopathic murderer. All because 12-year-old Dio Brando tried to beat Jonathan Joestar. That's so weird. And his buddy is the son of Dio Brando, who grew up, became a vampire, lost his body, stole Jonathan's body, and used his dick to fuck women. His Chad dick. That's the show we're watching. And I can't think of any other note to end the episode on than that. So, this is weird, but here we go. With that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my JoJo's Bizarre Adventure reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.